From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily for Monday, December 23rd. It is a holiday week. We have Christmas and Hanukkah this week. Kids are out of school, a lot of people off work, and it's not going to feel like the holiday season that much. It is cold this morning, but we're going to warm up a tiny bit, get to near 40 degrees. The thing is, we're going to have some scattered showers coming in, mainly for the afternoon and evening. Breaking news. President Joe Biden says he is commuting the sentences of 37 out of 40 people who are now on federal death row. Those inmates will instead receive sentences of life in prison without parole. Executions in the federal court system are carried out at a federal prison in Terre Haute, but they were halted by Biden 3 years ago to study protocols used. President-elect Donald Trump has spoken frequently about expanding executions. In his statement, Biden said that, in good conscience, I cannot stand back and let a new administration resume executions that I halted. Today's move means just 3 federal inmates are still facing execution. They are Dylan Roof, who carried out the racist murders of 9 black members of Mother Emanuel AME Church in South Carolina in 2015, Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, who was convicted in the 2013 Boston Marathon bombing, and Robert Bowers, who killed 11 people at Pittsburgh's Tree of Life Synagogue 6 years ago. More breaking news. A major auto company merger appears to be official. Honda and Nissan announced this morning that they plan to merge in a deal that could be worth $50 billion. The two companies also say that a smaller Nissan Alliance member, Mitsubishi Motors, has also agreed to join the talks on integrating its businesses. The merger would create the world's 3rd largest auto manufacturer. Honda's president says that Honda's management will initially lead the new company, and they hope to complete that merger by August of 2026. Also new this morning, 3 people are in the hospital in Indianapolis after a head-on crash shut down Fall Creek Parkway near the state fairgrounds early this morning. Police say the crash happened at around 2 near Evanston Avenue. Authorities tell us both drivers and a passenger were taken to the hospital. Right now, their conditions are not known. There's no word yet on what caused a house fire in Hancock County that left a man dead and 2 other people with minor injuries, including a firefighter. Crews were called to a home on Center Street in Maxwell, just east of State Road 9 at around 12:30 yesterday morning. The Greenfield Fire Territory says a man was pulled from a window of the home but died at the scene. Spokesperson says another person in the home was taken to a hospital with minor injuries. The department says a Greenfield firefighter was also treated but is okay. In Alexandria, officials say a man is dead and 2 firefighters have minor injuries after a house fire early yesterday morning. It happened on Marion Avenue. Firefighters say they found a man trapped in a back bedroom when they arrived. Crews tried to rescue him, but he died at the scene. Investigators say 4 other people were able to escape the home but were taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation. There's still no word on what caused the fire. Your statewide news network covers Allen County, where the Department of Natural Resources says a 9-year-old boy is in critical condition after he and a friend fell through the ice in a pond. It happened on Mayrock Drive yesterday. Conservation officers say the 9- and 8-year-old boys were playing near a neighborhood pond when the older child fell through the ice. Crews say the 8-year-old tried to help, fell in himself, and was able to get out, then got the other boy's father for help. Investigators say the father was not able to find his son in the water. Then about 30 minutes later, divers pulled the 9-year-old boy out. The Fort Wayne Fire Department says he was transported to the hospital in critical condition. A long-running survey from an Indiana moving company is studying how many people are moving in and out of the state. For the first time in nearly 30 years, researchers say they're seeing a shift. News 8's Brittany Noble breaks down Indiana's latest migration numbers.
Atlas Van Lines, they have new numbers, and they say that migration in Indiana has reached a balance. This is a change from years past. Researchers say they analyze global relocation trends using shipping data. The study examines both domestic and international moves, tracking the number of people relocating out of the state. If a higher percentage moved out of the state, it's considered outbound, whereas if a higher percentage moved to the state, it's considered inbound.
Interesting this year is that we have the most amount of balanced states across the country. there's actually only 6 outbound states. And the 6 outbound states have been pretty consistent, namely some of the more populated states, California, Illinois, and New York. Those consistently remain on the outbound list. For the most part, a lot of states are balanced, and that's historically more than what we've seen.
Atlas says it also chose to interview Hoosiers who have moved within the last few years. The study reveals that the Carmel and Anderson areas have both seen major increase in new residents. I'm Brittany Noble for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
In Colts watch, Jonathan Taylor was not about to drop the ball this week. The running back who lost a touchdown last week when he dropped the ball before crossing the goal line held the ball all the way to the tunnel on a 65-yard touchdown run in the second quarter against the Titans at Lucas Oil Stadium. Taylor ended the game with 218 yards rushing, adding 2 more touchdowns as the Colts held on to beat the Titans 38-30. The win plus Denver's loss Saturday means that the Colts' playoff chances are still barely alive. News 8's Andrew Chernoff was at yesterday's game and has reaction from the team.
It isn't over yet. The Colts' playoff chances will continue into another week after they took care of business here on Sunday against the Tennessee Titans. Those playoff chances, very slim, but they still exist. And a big reason for that was because of the Colts' ground game against Tennessee, finishing with a single-game franchise record, 335 rushing yards. Jonathan Taylor was responsible for over 200 of those.
You want to be able to run it every game, but obviously it was going good. It was going good, and guys were popping it. And, you know, credit to our offensive staff, Jim Bob Cooter and Tony and Tommy and all those guys.
I felt good just doing whatever we had to do, you know, just to get the W, but it turned out way better than we expected. The O-line did a great job opening up the holes, and then JT, you know, did the rest. So it feels good whenever we can just move the ball as an offense and just play complementary football.
Sometimes when you have mistakes happen, you didn't answer the call, and it's hard to stop dwelling on it, but you have to remember that phone's probably going to ring again, and you better be ready to answer that call. So I just feel like today, we wanted to answer that call today.
You know, from this point on, we get 2 games left. I mean, we only had 3. Now it's a 2-game season. So this group will look a lot different after, you know, if we take care of these 2 games, and we'll see what happens, right? But I think you just cherish the moment you have now. And we did it tonight. We had a great day, and we'll celebrate it tonight.
The fans in those seats were going absolutely bonkers as the Colts outrushed the Titans here on Sunday, especially when Jonathan Taylor scored on those 2 long touchdown runs. But the fans weren't the only ones going absolutely nuts. So were the guys on the sideline, including Samuel Womack III. The cornerback was joking with me after this game that the only thing he wishes is that those touchdown runs could have taken more time off the clock. Indy is hoping that the running attack continues to find success against the Giants next Sunday. Inside Lucas Oil Stadium, Andrew Chernoff, Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
CNN is reporting that the House Ethics Committee report on former Representative Matt Gaetz is now released. The committee voted earlier this month to make the report public after initially voting against it in November. The investigation looks into allegations involving drug use, possible sexual misconduct with a minor, questionable financial activity, and other claims against Gaetz. Gaetz has denied the allegations. Actress Blake Lively has filed a civil rights complaint against people involved in her movie, It Ends With Us. In the complaint, Lively says that she alerted movie officials about a hostile work environment and claimed co-star Justin Baldoni routinely showed Lively and others on set pictures and videos of nude women. Lively also claims Baldoni and the film's producer made disparaging comments to her and her team. Baldoni has denied wrongdoing, but The Hollywood Reporter says that his talent agency dropped him after Lively filed her complaint. The man accused of the brazen murder of the CEO of United Healthcare is scheduled to be in court in New York today. Luigi Mangione is facing federal and state charges. Jen Sullivan explains what happens next.
It's a high-profile case that will now likely involve 2 separate trials. Luigi Mangione faces federal charges and New York state charges in the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Mangione was extradited Thursday from Pennsylvania to New York, where he faced a slew of federal charges, including a firearms offense, 2 stalking charges, and murder through use of a firearm. If found guilty, he faces a maximum sentence of either the death penalty or life in prison. his attorneys dodging questions about the federal case.
Karen, do you have any comment on these charges today?
Not at this time. Thank you so much.
The federal criminal complaint describes chilling details about contents inside a notebook that authorities say was found on Mangione when he was arrested at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania earlier this month. According to the criminal complaint, the notebook contains several handwritten pages that express hostility towards the health insurance industry, and one entry dated October 22nd, 2024, describes intent to, quote, whack the CEO of one of the insurance companies.
We always talk about motive opportunity means. All three of those elements are addressed and captured in the criminal complaint as well as his notebook.
Mangione is expected to be arraigned in New York Monday, where he faces 11 state charges, including first-degree murder as an act of terrorism.
It was targeted, premeditated, and meant to sow terror.
In New York, I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
With holiday baking on the horizon this week, the price of a major ingredient remains stubbornly high. The price of eggs has been elevated for months because of lingering bird flu throughout the country. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says a dozen of grade A eggs now averages $3.65 nationally. That's up from $2.52 at the start of the year. Experts say bird flu has wiped out flocks of egg-laying hens in many states, causing wholesale prices to climb. Filming has officially wrapped up in the final episodes of Stranger Things, and two funny actors are teaming up for their next big screen adventure. Rick DeMagella breaks it all down in this morning's Hollywood Minute.
I am nowhere near ready to leave you guys.
Stranger Things comes to an emotional end. Millie Bobby Brown made a teary speech to her cast and crew as production wrapped on the final season of the hit series. The actress shared the heartfelt message on her Instagram page soon after Netflix announced that filming finished on season 5, which is set for release in 2025.
I am already home. And I am a wild robot.
The Wild Robot racks up some major acclaim. The animated feature nabbed the most nominations for the 2025 Annie Awards. The 10 nods include Best Feature, Best FX, and Best Character Animation. The winners will be revealed February 8th.
We're making a movie.
Guess what it is?
Paul Rudd and Jack Black star in The Anaconda!
Paul Rudd and Jack Black are taking on a giant snake. The pair are set to star in a reimagining of Anaconda and promise both laughs and scares in a new promo video announcing the film. Anaconda is set to hit theaters on Christmas next year. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.